Hey, I just completed the TOGS assignment and I did Form 1, the test of grocery shopping skills. It was pretty easy doing it online, I think, except for the fact that a lot of the items were out of stock. So some of my scores I got a 0 on, like for example, the powdered cleaner, there was nothing. The closest thing was like a foot powder for your shoes, and I just figured it'd be better to not even buy anything at all. Um, so there was no powder available, so I obviously got a 0 on the item size and price for all of those. There was another one, the ground beef. I couldn't find anything for just a half pound. I found only a pound. So I got zeros for some of them, which is gonna happen in the real world anyways. Maybe not for that reason. Sometimes you're gonna get a 0 just because the store is out of stock. But I think that this is a good assessment to do because as an OT, we're all about functionality and independence, and doing an assessment like this where you actually are with a patient when they do something that they're going to have to do out in the real world on their own. I think that's really good. Just that we're not even there guiding them and like saying, oh, here's what you need. We're just going to watch and observe them and then take that back and help them on the skills that they were lacking in, just to make them more aware of areas of improvement for future use whenever they go out and shop on their own without someone there. But I think it's really good because it is very occupation based. I can see, like, I'm just thinking of my grandpa going grocery shopping by himself. He has Parkinson's and dementia, not very bad, but it does affect his memory. And so if he didn't have a list for one, it wouldn't be very good. He would forget whatever he's there for. And I can just see, like, as an OT assessing a patient like my grandpa or someone else who has had some kind of cognitive or mental impairment, definitely like the planning ahead aspect is going to be difficult. You would have to, as the OT, sit down with your patient and really show them the importance of planning ahead, because if I were to think of someone with dementia going in and grocery shopping on their own, without a list, they're going to forget. So planning ahead and organization, and orientation would be really big for him too, just to even realize where he's at in the aisles, what he needs. Sometimes he could forget what he was even walking down this aisle for if it's written right in front of him. So orientation and planning ahead were probably like big areas that I can think of being common, to have deficits in. And I do think that this is just good because it's very functional, very occupation based. I know I've said that already, but it doesn't get any more real life than going into a grocery store and shopping with somebody and seeing how they do. Like with my grandpa too, it would be, pushing a cart independently while not trying to trip because of his Parkinson's. Like, there's definitely physical aspects to be assessed as well. And even reaching up and grabbing anything from the shelves, like you could be assessing gross motor function and fine motor for whenever he has to grasp it. And then of course, like with the cognitive at the end of the assessment, whenever you're checking out at the cash register, we could assess that and see if that can be an area that we can do some work in. So overall, I think it is a really good assessment. I didn't realize how good of an assessment it would be until I kind of pictured it with my grandpa or someone with those kinds of conditions. So yeah, I think it's everything's going pretty well, I would say. Just trying to look ahead for the weeks. I do miss being in class with everybody. I wish we could all like get together on a big Zoom and have class sometime maybe this summer. That would be really nice just to see everyone together again.